Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to Football Carnage. Yes, you are not seeing things. I'm actually doing some content on my channel. I know I've been bombarded. Like, what is, like, you might as well sell your channel. You might as well give up, man. What's this one show a week business? I know. But I'm back. I thought the best time to do a show, bring some content, is International Week. Because who wants to be watching England, Malta? Probably Mo. Mo's probably one of the only few people that's watching it.
I don't even eat shit.
Seven screens up in his bedroom, you know, watching about 10 different games from all around the world. But we're not really interested in England, Malta. People, welcome back. I'm going to start doing more regular. I'm not promising, but I'm planning on doing more regular content. So we're back. And we thought we'd do something for you guys in International Week. And I thought to myself, why not do a Premier League team of the season so far? Something that we can argue about, hot takes, all of that business, your reactionary, you know what I mean? Personal favorites, all of that business. And to help me decide to pick a team, I have returning Babs to the channel. Babs, always a pleasure, my little brother. What's going on?
All good, man. Exciting to let's see what this lineup like, innit?
Yeah, we're gonna, like, you know, I'm gonna have some rules in place in case you decide to pick a total we know North London, do you know what I mean? Red, but North London red team. So I'm gonna have to put some rules in place for you, definitely. You being a top red, as they say.
Say that.
I got, and of course, from one top red to another top red, I've got Errol from Redman TV in the building as well.
Come on. It's been a minute, bro. It's been a minute. We've needed to catch up. Look at this.
I know, man.
You're a busy man. I'm a busy man, and half the time I'm always back end of the studio doing post-match content, and then I don't get to jump on here to do the post-match content with you, lad. So
yeah. It was a matter of time before. Basically, I had to do a guilt trip on you to get you on. Like,
hard. Go on.
The mind games that I have to play to get Errol on is mad. I have to do some mad mind games, and it worked today because he said, "You know what? I'm gonna do 3 shows in a row," and he put the guilt back on me. But we got him.
Yeah, man. Yeah, might as well do it. Let's run it. And this is a good one. This is a good one to mix it up with as well, because there's a lot of political who's right, who's wrong, is corruption, and I'm business. I'm about the teams. I'm about the players. Let's see what happens on the pitch in it. So let's see who stacks up.
By the way, Errol, hope you're all nice and warm. You know, apparently it's minus
10
in Liverpool. Apparently it's minus 10 in Liverpool. You know what I mean?
It's minus 10.
It's Babs. Haven't you been Babs? You're not with the system. Babs, you're not with the system.
No.
There's another team in Liverpool.
Oh, okay. I was a bit slow.
Me too.
I can feel the yeah.
Nah,
You can feel the breeze.
Yeah. Soon Manchester as well, apparently, innit?
Wow.
It might be minus 100 there, actually.
Yeah, exactly. It might be minus thing, but we've got Judge Mo in the building as well. Mo, how you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm just keep reading all this news, and then even my wife is like, "Are you not going to talk about it? Are you not going to do a video tonight talking about the deduction?" I'm like, let it marinate. Let the big ones fall, and then we'll talk about it.
It's one of those topics that is very difficult to talk about, isn't it? Because it's like, unless you're an expert in the field, you have to just give basic understanding of it, like what the media are saying. So all we know, we might as well just quickly go through it. All we know is Everton have been docked 10 points or stand to be docked 10 points. They haven't been docked 10
officially
points.
Officially done. It's in the Premier League website. Done. So officially
have they been docked 10
yes,
points?
Yes.
Yep.
On the official website, Everton have 10 points deducted already. It's not news. It's not something we're waiting for. Everton are 19th on the table now with 4 points.
So what we know is Everton have been docked 10 points for one breach of financial fair play, which was, they were charged in February, I believe, something like that. And
they were found guilty, I think.
They were found guilty. And obviously, second nature, Babs, is everyone screams for the other teams to be looked into. What's your thoughts and opinions, very briefly, before we get into selecting our team?
Yeah, I mean, as an Arsenal fan, it's very interesting because Everton had one breach and they almost admitted to it. They weren't trying to hide it. So they just kind of said, okay, look, we know you're going to find it. Here you go. So if that's one breach, and that was 10 points, 115 is looking a bit... looking a bit mad. So I'm interested. I'm intrigued, and I think look, I know I don't care how good Man City's lawyers are, but there will be at least one in there. There will be one, maybe two, maybe three.
And if they're not, if there isn't, because this will be stunning if they get all 115 charges.
Look, I think it will make the Premier League look bad, if anything, because they'll say, like, how could you accuse them of that much and find nothing? Because there's got to be something wrong there. Come on, let's not be stupid here. Let's not be naive. And then, of course, you got the other team in London as well, the blue team in London, who think like because they're mid-table, we can't see them, but we can see you as well. You don't worry. You know, you might be down there with Everton as well in 19th and 20th.
Yeah, this could be some turning point in football. Errol, what's your thoughts on it very briefly?
The integrity of the game is in the mud. If I'm being completely honest with you, I think it makes a mockery. It stands to just show that football, the sporting element of the game, is null and void almost, because these corporations, these huge institutions and entities are allowed to be corrupt for so long without being pulled, without being brought to justice and being reprimanded in the appropriate measures. And it just makes a mockery, because there are, and again, this isn't even other big teams, but there are other hard-working teams out there that are doing everything by the book, trying the best to be a self-sustaining club, doing whatever they can possibly do. And what chance did he stand? They're always going to get shit on. So it's an uncomfortable conversation for the whole footballing world. It's where English football is concerned anyway. So yeah, it's not a good look for the Prem. It's definitely not a good look for Everton. And as much as I want to revel in it, 10 points to them right now, I still think they'll probably end up staying up. And that's shocking, because then it looks like no real punishments. But
that's mad.
Actually, what happened so the reality is, I know that I have two Liverpool fans here and an Arsenal fan. The reality is what Man City are charged with has nothing to do with what Everton been accused of. Like, Everton losing money for 3 years is against the Premier League rules, and the problem is they built a stadium, they couldn't have any profits. Manchester City just reported the biggest profit ever in the history of the Premier League, so they're not related. As for the 115 charges, most of them are related to, you paid somebody under the table, you did not report the right wages, all the stuff. This has nothing to do with Everton. If Manchester City found guilty, I don't think it's going to be point deduction. This is false accounting. Everton were not accused of false accounting. Does that make sense to you? Everton reported the losses, and they said, "Oh, you're losing 3 years in a row. We'll have to deduct points from you as a punishment."
You're absolutely spot on in terms of what you say. In terms of the Everton charge is completely different from the Man City charges. However, where I disagree with you is there is many charges amongst the 115 that relate to financial irregularity.
Exactly, but it's false accounting, Grizz. What I mean is that they are lying. Everton didn't lie. Everton said we lost money.
But a culmination of those if found guilty, I feel as though we'll have severe punishment.
Exactly, it will be way more than 10 points.
But trying to prove it is a whole different issue, and
there was nothing to. Just the last thing about Everton, there was nothing to prove. Everton reported the right finances,
exactly,
and they are losing money.
It was a matter of when you plead guilty, and then you try to get the lowest of low punishments because you pleaded guilty.
Man City are saying we didn't pay anybody under the table, we didn't do anything. It's on you to prove that. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, none of your business, as he says. Man City put up huge profits now, but got there through cooking the books for years. It's like playing Monopoly, but every time you pass go, City extra help while the rest play by the rules. Look, we are where we are. We see where we end up. That's none of our business right now. Looking at our clubs. We're actually Inter Milan going through a bit of financial.
Which is the same. We're reporting losses. Same as Everton. We're reporting losses.
Very quickly, what's going on with Inter these days, man?
Nothing. I think we're recovering. We had punishment that our European squad is less than everybody else as a punishment. We're not allowed to add the players, not all the players we have. It's punishment because, again, we're reporting some losses and instead of profit, we're spending more than what we make. But we're just reporting the right finances. The difference is Man City are saying, well, no, you're wrong. We're actually, everything in our books is right. Prove us wrong.
Exactly. And of course, Arsenal and Liverpool, look, we may have our online banter, but our books and everything is all in place. You know, we're very well-run clubs. We don't need to debate about this and worry about this. Big up Joe Wayman's in the building. You're supposed to be on today. You're supposed to be out today. So I don't know why you're on when you're not on, if you know what I mean. So you better be out tweeting on your phone or texting on your phone. Because if you're in and you're not on, then I'm going to be having words, Joe. Because I wanted a championship rep. I'm joking. I'm joking. Staffy. Oh, my brother Staffy. Met him out in New York when we went with the Big Six. So big up Staffy. He says, big up my brothers Grizz and Mo. Smash the likes. Yeah, you already know people. Listen, we're going to pick a Premier League team of the season. ... So far. So before people start saying, oh my God, how are you picking X? How are you picking Y? How is that? We are going to base it, guys, on what we've seen so far. I'm going to try to make it as unbiased as possible. And so therefore, we're only allowed to pick. Guys, do we say 2 players from one team maximum? Is that okay? Or even 1?
2.
It's a democracy.
2
is cool.
2 is good.
2 is cool. Why that face, Errol? What you want to pick? What?
I mean, there's a few people that you could have had from a couple of teams, but I like it. I like the fact that we're given a defined parameters to work.
Of course. It's fine. It's like that. Listen, we're going to pick two players from each team, or from maximum 2 players from one single team. I guess the way I always look at it, guys, is which formation do we choose? Because usually when I host shows like this or on any other platform that I've done, I usually go with whoever won the league, which formation did they play? But we can't do that right now because no one's won the league yet. We can possibly look at who's on top of the table, but that's Man City again. What do you guys think in terms of suggestion? Are we doing a 4-3-3-3 or the new formation these days with the inverted fullback? Because you've got to remember, if we do that, then we've got to pick players according to that role as well. Do you get where I'm going with this, guys? It's not as simple as 4-4-2, pick your players, because the formation is going to be relevant to the players we pick.
And we start with the manager then, because I feel like if we start with the manager of the season so far, that can really dictate the formation and the setup, really.
Go on then. What's your shout?
For manager of the season so far, I'm gonna go out there with a wild card. Give Unai his flowers. Let Unai run the team.
If you're going Unai Emery, then the formation, Bavs, you'll probably be best in a position to tell us about Unai Emery's game plans from his stint at Arsenal.
I think that's the thing with Emery is he changes a lot. At Arsenal, he changed quite a lot. It wasn't consistent. But I think it's sometimes a 4-2-3-1. But I think this year it's probably been a 4-3-3. I think that's what he's playing at Villa.
He plays 4-4-2.
4-4-2?
Yeah, he plays 4 midfielders normally, and he plays Diaby and Watkins up top, and Bailey might come in sometimes. He likes to have 4 midfielders, and John McGinn is a very advanced midfielder. That's why you see that. But actually, it looks like 4-3-3, but actually 4 defenders, 4 midfielders, Diaby and Watkins all the way up top. I think that's how he plays. I don't like it, but it's working at home.
4-3-3, I think it's a safe formation because City play it,
Arsenal I agree
Spurs play it, everyone plays it.
Is this the kind of 4-3-3 we're looking though, with 1 DM, 2 8s? Yeah.
Yes.
Is that the kind of 4-3-3 we're looking, as opposed to sort of?
Yeah, because you have 2 number 10s and 1 number 6.
We can definitely say Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool all have defined number 6s, and then 2 8s, right? All 3 of them. So I think we go with this. Are we good with that?
Yes.
Okay. Unai Emery is in charge for now, but that's not quite important. That's not important right now. Errol just wanted to just throw his hot take, out there. Unai Emery. No, but look,
little careful early. Get them out the way early.
To be honest with you, you can't go wrong. That shout can't be looked down upon. Unai Emery's done a wonderful job. I guess we start from the back as usual. It's the conventional way of looking at things, right? Goalkeeper people. Talk to me. Babs, we start off with you. You can do, I guess, an honourable mentions, and then who you think.
Honourable mention goes to Robert Sanchez. I think he's given me some nice moments this season. I want to say, I think the obvious option is Vicario, but I think Alisson's been very good. But Alisson's standards just always set at that. So people aren't surprised by him. But because Vicario's coming to a new league and he's a bit of an unknown keeper to a lot of fans, I think he deserves his flowers, and as an Arsenal fan saying that tells you what you need to know.
Errol Vicario of Tottenham Hotspur, has he impressed you? Or are you of the opinion Alisson is just so clear that
Listen, Alisson is so clear, but we said the parameters and
this season?
We said well, not only the season so far, but we said only 2. So if I drop Alisson in straight away, that means I've only got one other Liverpool player to really play with. I think you could argue a case for at least at this moment in time 4 Liverpool players in total. So we're already going to have to lose, in my mind, 2 of them straight away. So as much as I would love to put Alisson in there, I'm quite happy to concede for the Tottenham goalkeeper.
Can I throw a spanner in the works then? Because I think Mo will probably agree as well, because Vicario come from Serie A, and we know Mo has a bias towards Serie A players. But can I suggest then, Mo, and the rest of you guys, there's a case for more than 2 Spurs players to be in there as well. I'm just putting it out there. Mo, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I actually don't think we should choose Vicario or Alisson. There are better players in other positions that will get in the team from both teams, if you think about it.
Do you get what I mean? Is your mind start thinking?
Okay, I'm not debating that they are both the best goalkeepers in the world, even though I think Alisson are miles ahead, even this season, save percentages, the way he leads the team, playing from the back. I think he's miles better than Vicario. I'm not a big fan of Vicario, even though he has been performing well.
Bombshell.
He has been performing well, but listen, he's a good goalkeeper, but he's not Alisson level at all. Like, I actually think that we should choose Nick Pope, who has 13 goals against him. He had bad moments, but also has very good moments. Nick Pope this year, some very good moments.
If we're going off stats, I mean, just stats.
So yeah, but to be honest, I'm watching Nick Pope.
Least goals conceded, most clean sheets.
It's Alisson.
Least XG conceded.
No, he's gonna go there.
There's a certain Arsenal goalkeeper, but
he's gonna go.
I'm just saying, if you're going to go stats, Nick Pope, you said 13 goals or 10 goals conceded for Ryan.
I get what you're saying, but the difference is, I think Nick Pope has clutch moments for Newcastle this year. I know exactly what you're talking about.
See,
he has had really good clutch moments this year, and I don't think any other one.
Resident Newcastle fan. He says
I don't think he has been awful
this season.
I don't think he's been standout. I think Vicario has probably been a standout. Maybe it's just a rule bend, isn't it? Just make it free players.
I get he's not close to Alisson and Vicario, but I would love to choose other players in the team. I wouldn't want a goalkeeper from Liverpool. There are other players. We know the names: the Van Dijks, the Salahs, the Madisons. We have other players to choose from. That's my point.
See, already it's a tricky one, because you got to think about the rest of the team then and the lineup then. So I think the shouts are, Babs, what's your situation on the Arsenal keeper situation, man? Because that's a weird one. I knew once you guys brought in Raya, it was end of Ramsdale. All this talk about, no, we're going to have 2 keepers. I was telling Arsenal fan, no, you're not going to have 2 keepers. That's it. Raya's going to be your number 1 moving forward. Has he been that much better than Ramsdale in your opinion? Or does he not need to be that much better to make a difference? It's all about small improvements. Anyway,
yeah, I think we're at the stage of the project where whoever we sign is going to be a fine increase, because we were very good last year. So you have to find little improvements. And I think Raya is just a closer profile to what Mikel wants. Like Ramsdale was a closer profile to what Leno was. It's just a step further. Is he our long-term keeper? We're going to find out over the course of the next season and more. But because there was no Alisson on the market that you can go and spend £70 million on, we go and say, okay, cool, can we go sign a goalkeeper that suits what Mikel wants? He's aggressive, he's factually better in terms of save percentage, shot stopping than Ramsdale, all his numbers are better. He's more aggressive off his line. I don't think he's perfect, but the fact that we've got the most clean sheets, least goals conceded, his KD helped us out. I think he's closer to what Mikel wants from a goalkeeper, so I can understand it. And I think, you've seen how Ramsdale's father speaking. I get that point of view, defending your son, but it doesn't help. Doesn't help because you just add more fuel to the fire, and I think it probably ends with Ramsdale either leaving or he could improve, but it will take a massive improvement, and I don't know. I'm not sure where the chances are coming.
You can't have 2 goalkeepers. You can't. It's not gonna work. It's gonna cause problems more than actually the benefit you get from it.
I don't think that's the plan, though.
Exactly. I don't think that's what Arsenal fans said. Some of the Arsenal fans knew they're trying to get this idea that No, it can happen. It won't happen. We've seen the fire already. His dad is speaking. He's not happy. He's lost his smile. All these things
Yeah,
and
I
the
think
media. This is not going to work. And David Raya, people just say, and I want to say this one last thing. People say David Raya is making mistakes. I'm saying he has to take the risk to make the mistakes. Mikel Arteta is asking him not to boot the ball up top. He's asking him to be calm and to try to play the ball from the back. And in the beginning, the mistakes are gonna happen. And it happened to every goalkeeper and every defender that tried to play slower, but it will click. Because David Raya, when he first came in, we can see what he's trying to do from the back, the way he pinged the ball, the way he actually built from the back is better.
Yeah.
It's clear what is happening. People just don't want to admit it.
We're in a good position, aren't we, Errol? Because when Alisson first came in, he got caught out. I remember getting caught out at Leicester City, where he tried to do a drag back. You know, he tried to do he got caught out a couple of times, and we had to be calm. But you know, look where we are now. You've got to understand it. Now he gets frustrated with the crowd when the crowd get edgy with Alisson. He turns around to the crowd and says, "Have you not watched me for the last 6-7 years?"
We've been here before, and I think it's the hallmark of where we was maybe before, again, probably before Alisson. We had Mignolet at a time, and I think for a lot of his criticisms, I think he was a relatively good shot stopper. The rest of his game, in terms of how Klopp wanted the goalkeeper to play, it was lacking. Then he thought he had a little bit more of that in Karius, but he realised in the big moments when it matters and you need a clutch goalkeeper, he wasn't that guy. Same thing could be said with Man U, with Dean Henderson and De Gea. For that period of overlap, it caused a lot of unsettlement between the two. Again, now Arsenal, you almost knew, same way Grizz has just said then, you could just tell it was Ramsdale's days were numbered. But it's that progression. Apparently, he wanted Raya for a number of years before he actually moved to Arsenal as well. I found out the other day. So when he became available, he was ruthless, and we've seen Arteta be ruthless. In the long term, I'm with Babs on that. I don't know if he is going to be the long-term solution. You kind of have to see, but you've got to have a little bit of patience when you do go in on the keeper that's going to play the style that you want, because, again, they are going to make mistakes. They are going to have to learn from those mistakes, but it's in the big moments, in the big games, that you will really see whether they've got the minerals to really hold down the position for a long period of time.
Couple of people are suggesting, a couple I'm including, you should choose the best keeper with the worst defense, the keeper that has to do the most and has saved a lot of points. I think that's Mo's theory with Nick Pope, I think, because Newcastle have had a lot of, he's had a lot of
Sven Botman, the best defender in there, has not played for like 6 games, and the guy has over 70. I'm not going to do stats. All I'm going to tell you is that they shoot a lot on Newcastle, and he has to save way more than what he concedes. Because
see, I don't know how to decide this one already. This is a tricky one already, because I'm just thinking ahead. I think, look, I think.
Can I add something, Grizz? The fact that Babs is vouching for his goalkeeper, that means he doesn't trust his outfield players to get into the team.
Who's Spurs' goalkeepers?
You are vouching for your goalkeeper.
No, I wasn't. I think I was just making a point. You made a point of Nick Pope and stats, and I said, hang on a minute. If we're going stats way, there's a better option.
No, we can't. I don't think we should waste it on
I'd say you've got other options, and I think you could lower down Fulham. Berlino's been decent again. I think actually the highest.
Iraola has been good.
Yeah, Iraola's been alright. Yeah. But we're not actually then picking the best goalkeeper. We're just fitting players in at this point.
Fitting players. No, but the thing is, we is Vicario being. I think what we got to go by is what Spurs think of Vicario, and he's made a huge difference to them, right? Yeah. And so if that's the case, then he's been one of the best players in their team. Now, I know we're going to have to leave out possibly one other great performer for Spurs this season, but I guess that's the way it is. So are we going with that?
Maybe
we're going to get roasted. We're going to get roasted for not putting
there is one thing that we can do. Babs, go ahead. I think Babs is going to suggest
just
something.
Change the rules. Just let it be debated. If
he's the best, then he's the best. How about that? How about we make a first choice, which is Vicario, we put a second choice, we put it in our minds. If we find, for example, a position, whatever position it is, we go back and put the second position. Like we choose Vicario now, we put Nick Pope if you guys want, or whoever. Mm-hmm. And then we can change Vicario later. If we find like, oh, this first player has to get in, we do that.
How do you spell his name?
Vicario.
Vicaro.
VIC in it. A.
Yes.
There you go. All right, we're doing that for now, yeah? We're doing that for now. Okay. We're doing that for now. And then I guess we go to
Centre back.
okay, we can go to centre back straight ahead of him. Now, do we pick we pick a right-sided one and a left-sided one. I think I'll start with Errol this time. I think it's fair to pick a right-sided centre-back who's been playing right-sided centre-back, as opposed to what if there's the two left-sided centre-backs have been so good that you pick both of them. I don't think that makes sense personally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll go with a right-sided centre-back. Errol, who's your couple of shouts, and then who's your one that you bank on?
It's a tough one, isn't it? Really. Boy.
I don't think it's that.
Is
tough.
it?
I don't think it's that tough at all. What are you talking about?
Well, it's not as simple.
There's only one right answer here. Every other answer is wrong.
Well, but then you
there is
no. I'm trying to work within the.
Get me a cup of tea, please. This is gonna get tasty. Get me a cup of tea, please.
Straight away. Obviously, the obvious is Saliba. Straight away, the obvious is Saliba. But I'm then obviously trying to.
I was thinking Harry Maguire.
I was thinking Johnny Evans. Nah. Can't troll. We can't troll.
So hold on. So who were you thinking, Errol?
No, not necessarily over than him.
Romero? Is that?
I'm not sold on Romero. I'm not gonna lie. But if again, I don't watch enough of Tottenham. Are people telling me in the chat that Van der Ven is on the left-hand side for Tottenham?
Yeah,
he's left-hand side. We'll have to debate that later.
Well, all right. So what?
This is my point. If he's the one we're gonna have to debate, I think it is fair that Saliba's the shoe in then. I think that's fair. If he's locked down that right-hand side, let him lock it down. Let him lock it off. So I'm gonna go before I go to Babs, obviously. I'm going to go to Mo and say, Mo, I'm assuming that Saliba is the clear choice in your head. But what is the talking point? What is the contenders for that in that case? Then?
In my opinion, there is no contender. In my opinion, in the league this year, even Van Dijk, nobody's close to William Saliba. The way he makes defense look easy now. He is close. He is on the way. Like every time I'm watching the guy, he is on the way to be peak Van Dijk, which is reading the game early, preventing the attack before it even happens, which is something not a lot of defenders do. I always say there are reactive defenders and proactive defenders, and Saliba is showing us that he's a proactive defender, reading the game early, reading the play before it happens, preventing it, not having to do last ditch tackles, diving, doing this and that. Is a top class defender. There's not in my opinion, because I watch most of the games in the Premier League, nobody's close to William Saliba this year. Nobody. Like Van Dijk is catching up, and I hate to say that, and I'm just judging this first 12 games. People just jump ahead and say, well, he's never going to be Van Dijk or Diaz-Devon. I'm talking about the first 12 games. Nobody is close to William Saliba when it comes to defending and reading the game this year. No one.
I disagree, of course. I think... Van Dijk's a left-sided centre-back, so I don't know why we're mentioning him in the right-sided centre-back discussion. I agree Saliba is the clear right-sided centre-back option. I can't think of anyone else who's...
Romero. People have this argument about Romero. The fact that he got a red card.
Yeah.
My point is, people just say that, but he has been very good. The fact that you got a 3-game red card takes away multiple points from you if we're gonna rank you, just because you're costing your team by having a rash decision. You might cost your team 9 points or 7 points just by that decision. I can't choose you. You're a rash defender. I can't choose. It doesn't matter if you were good 11 games. What you did in the 12th game or the 11 games takes away the goods.
What you done? Yeah. Look, people are saying the disrespect to Ruben Diaz. For me, Ruben Diaz is probably one of the best centre backs in the world. In my opinion, and again, that's coming from a Liverpool fan. Ruben Diaz is everything you need in a centre-back: leader, professional, pure defender, leaves his heart and soul on the pitch. You can't say he's had an amazing season, guys. You can't say he's the standout. There's no disrespect. I rate him. Babs, is there anyone else that we've forgotten? Of course, your focus and your eyes and your mind is all on Saliba. But I don't want you to speak on Saliba because that's boring. I want you to... Is there anyone else that came in your honourable mentions even?
I mean, yeah, I was thinking Saliba, obviously, because it's the obvious one.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there's been a lot of left-side centre-backs
that have
performed well. So there's no one that stands out to me straight away, like, even in terms of underrated shouts that I'm thinking, okay, this guy can get into the team. Because even like on the left-hand side, like I actually want to give praise to Harry Maguire. because he's been pretty good for Man United this season.
Yeah.
But on the right hand side, I think because of how clear Saliba's been of everyone else, there's no one else that stands out. So yeah, I'm gonna go Saliba. I think it's pretty obvious, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Look, if you go through the sort of teams that have done well and sort of surprised people, Konza of Aston Villa, he plays on the right side. He's been good. He's been okay. But I think with Aston Villa, it's more of a collective. The way he structured them, I guess you got to give credence to. Spurs, Romero, we think Van der Ven's been the standout performer for them. And for Liverpool, Errol, you can't really say Matip, Konate. They've both been good, but not one's been outstanding. They've surprised us because we thought they both finished. Not Konate, sorry, Matip's finished. So we got to give Matip his flowers, but I think Saliba's quite clear. Gahey for Palace, that's a good shout. But again, has he been... Palace have had a few stinking results as well and overall not looked great. I think Saliba was a fair.
I knew Saliba would be the obvious, but it's
probably the easiest one. I think Saliba's probably I think this position's one of the easier ones.
There's a lot more debate, so I think we shouldn't waste time on this one.
We're coming in. Let's do it. Left centre back. Mo, we're starting off with you.
Honorable mention, Van de Ven. He's been class. He has everything to be a top defender. The speed, of course, the reading of the game, but still lacks a level of experience. But to be honest, it's Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk for me. And I keep telling people, if Virgil van Dijk go back to 80% of his peak in 1920, it's long for everybody else in the league, in my opinion, from just a defensive point of view. I just think the way that Liverpool, the defense is improving is not only down to Alisson. People just want to say, oh, but we have Alisson. No, watch Van Dijk leading the midfield and helping also everybody else around him. And I think Virgil van Dijk I think he's going back to the top again. And that the Virgil van Dijk that nobody can dribble around him, nobody that can just play a long ball against him. And I think this guy has been great this year. And he's improving by the game. He didn't start the season a little bit. He started the season clearing the ball more often than putting it down and starting an attack. But I think at the moment, he's going back to the point of like, I'm not going to just clear it or boot it to a throw-in. I'm going to pass it to the teammate when the ball is played long and I intercept. And that's what you look for a top defender, in my opinion.
Do you know what I will add to that as well, Mo? I think the captain armband has elevated his whole demeanor and approach to how he stamps his authority on the game in the last couple. Maybe I say you was right in saying obviously he was a bit of a slow burner. Say the last 4 or 5 weeks, and I say that because he's been around the Jordan Henderson that a lot of times when Liverpool fans, you know, Jordan Henderson got given the armband, didn't have the expectations. Henderson went and won it all at club level for Liverpool. He managed to win it all and captain Liverpool to winning it all. And I think Virg just looked at him and like, oh, it was great to be a part of that team and be a part of that setup. But now I'm a captain. How do I make my legacy as a captain? I'll always go down as a legend as a player, but as a captain, I've got to now add something and bring something to the table. And I think that added extra has motivated them to really put in the performances. Yeah. He's had interviews in recent weeks that says, you know, I don't even feel Meany anymore. He's fully entrusting his body. We can go back and forth about who is the out and out best. That's fine. I love debate. It's up for debate. But
what do you mean our best in terms of what? In the history?
No, in terms of like right now, who is, you know, the go-to defender in the league, number one. I genuinely think it would be Virgil van Dijk. I think he still tops most.
You just said it's a slow burner. Saliba has been consistent for 12 games. Same exact performance.
But to me, again, and you said before, I don't want to go into stats, and that's fine. You don't have to.
That's why I'm not going to stats. I'm just going eye test.
You're looking purely eye test on Saliba. When you watch,
it's scary. If you want to go into stats, it's scary for Virgil van Dijk. It's scary how clear he is. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So when you then add that in, because when you do start to broaden it out, once you then add that in for context, you will see that Van Dijk is performing at a higher level on a personal.
We've got let's keep it moving, guys. We've got way too much to do and not enough time to do it. Babs, in terms of Europe, world's best partnership right now, how tasty would this be? We don't need to speak on Van Dijk and Saliba, but in your opinion, as a pairing, would this work? Because they're similar, right? Or they're just.
That's what I was gonna say.
Who's the firefighter? Who's the firefighter?
That's what I was gonna say. They're both very calm. They're both, recoverers. and there's no aggressor there, so one will have to change the game. So that's why normally what you have is the aggressor has better stats because he's the one who's winning all the tackles and stuff. So it'd be interesting but they're so high quality players in terms of IQ as well that they'll be able to learn and they'll be able to know when to go. And I'm thinking, just like the defensive aura alone, if you're an attacker running up against Saliba or Van Dijk, you're going, who am I going to target? Who am I going towards?
For the first time in a long time, that aura about VVD, I've seen it last couple of weeks where the attackers give up. And that's a sign because the attackers know when you see the players give up and they think, yeah, that was what they used to do. Right back. Babs, back to you. Right back. Honourable mention and who you going for?
See, with right back, it's again, I don't see, I don't know, has there been standout options? Because I'm trying to think. I need some options here because I'm trying to think. If is there like a standout player I'm going to get?
Trippier is a standout option.
Yeah,
I think he's been solid.
I don't think it's a standout option. I think Walker. I think Walker's been brilliant.
Kyle Walker as well.
You know, solid.
I don't think in a team. I don't need Kyle Walker, Virgil van Dijk, and William Saliba in the same team. Like this is just a waste of offensive ability.
This was my shout, guys. I'll put mine. I'm only gonna decide if it's like 50-50 or whatever. Matty Cash has been, for me, has been the standout fullback in the Premier League for me, and that's just me. I don't know what you guys think.
I'm trying to think what other Villa players would I pick another team. But Matty Cash, yeah, I think with Trippier he's been good. I don't think
Trippier always gets always gets the assists and his stats. FPL king. Yeah, do you get it?
Yeah.
Has Errol, has Trent done enough to even get in the conversation again?
It's not that he can't be in the conversation, but for me, if he's in the conversation, there's your two Liverpool players and they're playing in defence. Liverpool aren't sitting top of the league for me, so I don't see how we can just squeeze our two best players into the defensive position.
Well, we've got the best defensive record, though, so it would make sense to have two defenders.
It would make sense.
But
I've said, man. Yeah, I've said from the start of the season, our real talent this year is our firepower. So I
like this shout.
It would be outrageous to not have our firepower in that front three somewhere. So I'm going to reserve that and say no on the Trent. I'll happily concede Trippier, maybe Walker. Again, Walker's kind of like fallen the victim to the Diaz thing for me in the sense that he's all right, but better than all right, but I'm still not saying that he's been the standout. I think City as a unit are just so well drilled at the minute.
Mo, there's a shout for Porro, and I've been impressed with him.
But I can't choose him because there's another player that has to get in. And we already chose one Spurs player, so I can't choose Pedro Porro. And to be honest with you, he's not even top 5 players for Spurs this year. He's not. Pedro Porro has been good, but he's not top 5 players. I can name you 5 players that have performed way ahead of him. That doesn't mean he's bad. That means the team is performing exceptional, and he's probably the 6th or 7th best player in there. So there is other players to get in.
So far, I've heard Trippier and Cash.
Cash has been I haven't heard. Cash, like when I watch Villa, Cash isn't outstanding at all, by the way. He started the season all right, and then he's fading away.
I think
not Reece James. Reece James has played combined about 150 minutes.
I think someone's trolling there. They're just trying
come on.
I think are we going with Trippier then? Because he's top of the.
Yeah, let's go Trippier. Because I don't see other Newcastles as well.
Yeah, true. Good point. Left back then.
Ooh.
Very tricky, by the way. Very tricky.
Go on, start
There hasn't been a lot of good left backs in terms of standout performances. Even people that say Udogie, well, he has been rash in some games, and also he scored a couple of goals. He scored a goal or had an assist or something.
Red card goes against him. That was the most senseless, stupid yellow card.
I agree with you. I don't think that anybody has he hasn't been outstanding in my opinion. Like people want to say Udogie. I think people confuse coming from a new league, being young and playing well, to being he's an outstanding player as it is now. I don't think Udogie has been outstanding. He has been good for a player that is coming new to the Premier League. That's it.
I'm not struggling to think then. You put the cat amongst the pigeons. There's a Gvardiol shouts, guys. How are we looking at Gvardiol in terms of the formation, Babs?
Yeah. I don't know. It depends. Is this an actual team or is it just a team of names? Because I think he's been solid for sure. But one name I want to give a praise to is actually Everton's left back. Was it Mikalenko?
Mikalenko.
Yeah,
He
I think
was
he's been
good in
good.
the derby. He was good in the
Scored a
derby.
scored a few goals recently as well. And Everton, they're down 10 points now, but they have been decent. So I think
I can't go with a clean heart and put any Everton player that play under Sean Dyche in a team of the season.
In the
It's
team
just
of the
that there are a
season.
couple of things. The fact that they're
the thing-
Everton and the fact that Sean Dyche, in my
No,
opinion.
but Mikalenko is a shout, actually, guys. That is a shout. But I mean, if we go through the names or the teams, I mean, I don't know. Errol, is there anything that stands out to you? Ain't Mary is a
but at the same time, I'm hearing the reasons to not go that way.
if he didn't get that red card, and
Can
if
we
it
go?
wasn't for,
Can we go, Guardiola? Can we go? Because there's not a City player in it yet, and that means that people are going to have to be vexed because as we're getting further up the pitch, I don't really think there's that.
No, but I don't think we should pick a City player for the sake of it.
No, I'm not saying we have.
Well, City have the best attack in the league, also. It makes more sense to choose attackers from their team, not defenders, unless you think otherwise.
Has Guardiola been?
Well, this is
I like that.
I like Guardiola. I just think he's.
I like that
overrated.
Al-Nuri shout. You know that. I like that.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, we need to get something from Wolves because I think they're one of the overperformers.
You know what? You know, manager of the season. I know you said Unai Emery.
Gary O'Neill. 100%, Chris. 100%. Everybody said Gary O'Neill is going to get relegated. He said you're done already. Look at him now without his best player for the last 2 games. Yeah,
have I got another vote for Nuri? Because I'm going towards Nuri.
Yeah, I think Wolves deserve a player for sure.
Yeah, okay, that's 2.
Yeah, I Nuri for me.
We don't know. We got Nuri in the building. Okay, nice. Because you know why? Edogi, in my opinion, would have got it if he didn't do not 1 stupid act, 2 stupid acts, because it was
also
2 stupid acts to get to the red card, right?
But you pick him. That's the 2 Spurs players done as well.
Van Dijk, you could have said the same thing about Van Dijk in the Newcastle game. Did you get me? So
no, but if you pick a Dogi, that's 2 Spurs players out of the way. You can't pick Maddison, Son, no one.
Do you know what I'm thinking? To be honest with you, something that is, I know that's gonna. I actually think that 4-3-3, probably with the players that are in the Premier League now, isn't the right thing. It has to be 3 defenders. It has to be Van Dijk.
Because of the formation. Because of the formation. The teams are playing.
Because I think we're forcing players in. We're even forcing Trippier in. We're forcing Nuri in. I think we're forcing players in. I just.
So you're gonna. So
I'm not saying to change it.
So you're saying. So you're suggesting we put in an inverted, like a Zinchenko or a
3-5-2.
Walker or
3-5-2
John
Stones
or a Trent.
Yeah.
Because there's not been standout fullbacks. Kind of just skip
at all. Yes.
Yeah.
He's right. Babs is right. Like there is no standout for. Like you can't say, "Yo, you have been an outstanding fullback." No. Even you, Grizz, even your team, Grizz. Robertson, not consistent. Tsimikas, Gomez, even Arsenal, Zinchenko ones, Tomiyasu ones. Zinchenko's a midfielder. Is he really a left fullback? We can't.
I think the first one was decent.
I don't know where you don't want to go then.
That first one you put was decent. Yeah, because you get 2 midfielders, 2 attacking midfielders, and
so then we take out Trippier. Is that the one we're saying he's forced?
Yeah.
And then you want to put? Are you putting Who's the 3rd centre back we're going for then? Van der Ven?
Yeah.
Because I think
Maddison.
Okay.
I think that Maddison has to get in, so we'll have to take the carry out. This is getting too complicated, people.
So for me, Van der Ven has been the best centre back. For me, Van der Ven has been the best centre back in the Premier League before his injury. And I'm saying that above Virgil van Dijk, and I'm saying above Saliba. So that's
good
my
shout,
opinion.
to be honest. It's a conversation because
he was the best. He was the best.
Okay.
So I think we need to take Vicario out.
But then we have to take Vicario out because you want 100% Maddison in there later.
Throw Pope in goal. Throw Pope in goal then.
Yeah, throw Pope in goal.
Oh, Pope's gonna get us beats, man. Pope, Errol.
Who else though, Grizz? Because
Pope has been good, people. People just wanna like. I know Pope because he's so awkward on the eye. Nick Pope. People don't like him. He's awkward in like passing and shooting and clearing.
The hamstrings us though, because any of the other big teams, you putting in one of their keepers.
Okay.
Or should you say the keeper's the free hit? Should you just say the keeper's the free hit, and you can only have 2 outfield players from your team?
Yeah.
Yeah. Put Alisson in the team, man.
I'm comfortable with that.
No. Put Alisson in goal, and then you can only have 2 outfield players from your team. Yeah.
Now we got to pick Vicario. I'm not going to do this.
No, I would. No. For me, I would put I'll put Allison. I'm sorry.
It's
You've
one
got
C.
to, Grizz,
Oh,
you've
that's
got
going to
to.
look so obvious.
Babs, it's you now. Would you put Vicario?
No
or
one's going
Allison?
to argue that, though, Grizz. No one's going to argue it. It makes sense.
Grizz
That
wants
man.
Vicario. I think
Babs is obviously not going to pick the Spurs player. You can't.
Yeah,
leave on
if it's a free and goal, I'm putting David Raya.
No, you can't put. If you're going for Raya, you can't leave out Allison because Vicario will make sense because of the form. Guys,
Hey, most clean sheets, least goals conceded, least XG conceded. Come on, man.
no, he's made errors, man.
because he has Gabriel and William Saliba ahead of him.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, maybe
I'm
Gabriel deserves to be the team, then, innit?
I'm overruling, man. It's got to be Vicario, man. How do you spell his name, man?
Vicaro.
Yeah, there you go. There it is.
Yeah, he's our wild card, right? He's the one that's allowed.
Okay.
We're replacing with Nuri with Van der Ven. I don't know
Gabriel.
if he's been Van der Ven. How do you find him?
No, is it Der or is it Der?
Van D. It's not Van Der. It's Van
Yeah.
D.
And then space again. There you go, Van der Ven. Yes, that's fair.
I tell you what, this back three now.
I'm actually enough. This back four,
Yeah.
this back is enough. I don't need any other
This-
defenders in the team.
This back three is serious. I'm telling you. This has got everything. It's got everything right now. Who's our inverted, whatever you want to call it, alongside a DM? So
We could just go
play
2
Trent
6s then,
and
innit?
McAllister. Man City go Rodri with Walker or Stones. You guys go with Rice or Zinchenko. How do you want to do this?
Yeah, my double pivot would be Rodri for sure, gets in the team. And
I think we do the obvious. Rodri's in, guys.
Yeah,
Is
Rodri
anyone
gets in the team.
denying Rodri?
No,
Rodri's
Rodri's
got to be in, but if we're doing a double pivot like this now, it's got to be Rice, hasn't it?
yeah.
It can't be-
But then Basuma, but then Madison,
I disagree
Gallagher
with
as well
I
deserves a
actually
shout.
disagree with you guys. I don't think if we're gonna do double pivot this season based on 12 games, I think it's Rice and Bissouma. It's not Rodri.
Ooh, over Basuma. Over Rodri.
Rodri was missing for 2 games. Yes, Bissouma got the red card, but at the end,
3
I
games,
think
isn't
Rodri, 3 games including the cup. I think it has to be Bissouma and
Yeah.
Rice, in my opinion.
Mo?
Rodri has been playing good. I think Rodri actually. Look at the Chelsea game. He was
I actually
isolated.
agree with Mo. You know,
Look
that.
at the
Rodri-
Chelsea game. He's
okay.
been isolated, like very
Rodri-
isolated that game.
I've
Right.
stated very openly, Rodri is the most important player to any team in world
Yeah.
football. So that's how highly I regard Rodri. Before people say, "Oh my God, you're not picking Rodri," but Mo, we have to keep the same energy that we kept for Udogie for Rodri. So if Rodri's been sent off and he's missing, is that red card? Is it? Is it someone
Straight red, 3 games.
It's like, Joey,
He's
I
like
get the red
a-
card stuff, but you've literally skipped the player who got sent off. Like, he was speaking about the red card.
But
Van Dijk.
Bissouma got a red card for 2 yellows. However, let me just tell you the difference. I think Rodri has been very, very good this year. But I still think if I'm gonna play a pivot at 2 guys next to each other,
Yeah,
I would
Basuma and
choose
Rice is
based
a
on
better pivot.
12 games. I would choose Bissouma and Declan Rice, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's
No
it's a more suited
favoritism,
pivot.
nothing. Rodri has been great, but has he?
Oh,
Let me ask you
Oh.
something. Has he better
Oh.
than Declan Rice this year? Be honest.
Go
Forget the
Gallagher
name.
or
yeah,
Basuma.
that's a-
Gallagher, no, not even close.
no,
six-
no, you
oh,
can't
it's
say
close.
that's
We're doing
close,
6.
close.
We're doing
You
a number
can't say
6,
not
Grizz.
close. Oh, no,
We're doing a number 6. yeah.
Agree. In the
I
number
think the
6, I
perfect
agree.
balance is definitely Basuma and Rice. I think Rice has been better this season because of look at Arsenal. I think in
So
terms
we're
of
definitely not doing
off the
the
ball.
inverted. We're not doing the
We're gonna
inverted.
get- we're gonna
I don't think you need
slaughtered.
to when you got the back three that good. I don't think you need to. They've got the quality to play out the back.
Rice.
You got
and
2
Basuma.
midfielders. You got the pressure resistant Basuma. You got the ball carrying with Rice.
Okay, so we're taking out the best DM.
Yeah, Rodri's a bit of a
Possibly,
mad one.
In my opinion, possibly the best DM in Premier League history.
Probably, yeah. You're
Top
right.
3.
You're right,
Yeah.
of course.
So
You're right,
I don't know if it's. I would put Rodri over Basuma because of how good I still think he's been. But
Bissouma has a
but
6
also
Okay,
I will say one thing.
Hold on. Let me add you something. So, Babs, to be honest with you, if we're gonna do this, Bissouma has been a better number 6 than Declan Rice. Declan Rice has not played 6.
No.
Okay, hold on. Let me just finish this. Declan Rice has not played 6 for the last 3-4 games. Has he?
Yeah.
So he's not played 6. So you're forcing him to play a 6 in a position that he hasn't played for the last 3-4 games. While Bissouma for 11 games has played a 6 for a team that is still 2 points behind the top. Logic.
Yeah, but then you can have Rodri and Basuma and Rice, isn't it? And Rice can go forwards. So it does work. Still works out equally the same.
So we're
I'm
not
not-
playing pivot
I'm
now
not
as a
having.
6s.
I'm not having Rice as a attacking 8.
No, he's not
I'm
playing
not.
ahead.
I
though.
would
He's
rather
playing
him play a 6, but he's not playing 6.
Rice is a double pivot 6, in my humble opinion.
And that's what we've got, a double pivot.
Yeah. And so if that's the case, guys, there's a shout for Douglas Luiz for Aston Villa.
Yeah, it's a shout. That's a good shout.
He's been brilliant. He's been absolutely brilliant, and he's added goals. I know Rodri scores. Rice hasn't scored yet, has he? No, he scored the winner.
Yeah, he scored
Bloody hell,
two.
against Man City.
Scored two.
Yeah.
Man, you scored against Man U, didn't you?
And he scored against Chelsea as well, that goal. Banger.
Errol is
He was gifted that. That wasn't a banger.
Ah, that's a banger. That's a banger.
Rice, Basuma, Rodri. I think we're looking towards 2 out of those 3. I think. Honourable shout for Douglas Luiz.
Gallagher as well.
Can we do a
Bruno
coin toss?
Guimaraes hasn't
Nah,
hit
he's
the
not
levels of last
He
week.
has not been great at all.
Is Gallagher really a 6 though?
No, he isn't.
No, Gallagher's not in there. No, Gallagher's not in there. Gallagher's not in there, Errol. Can you concentrate? It's Rice, Basuma, and Rice. No, Rice, Basuma, and Rodri.
I would have went personally Rodri and Rice. Basuma, since he's been on that tightrope of the yellows, hasn't really been hitting the same heights. However, I'm not going to be mad if Rodri doesn't make it into the 11. I'm not going to lie.
You know what? Speaking to my good friend Toby, he said the similar thing about Basuma. Actually, he said he started off like a house on fire, but last couple of games we're looking more from Basuma, and he hasn't been there. Can I have an honourable shout, guys, for James Ward-Prowse of West Ham?
Yes,
he's been playing as a double pivot in the 6, guys, and he's been phenomenal for West Ham. I don't think he quite makes it, but there is an honourable mention for him. I'm going with Rodri over Basuma. That's my vote, guys. What's the rest of you?
Yeah, I agree. And also, you have to keep in mind, if you get Basuma, you can't get Maddison.
Oh, very good. So Rodri and Rice then.
Focus.
I'm focused now. He reminded me. Shit.
This is where we're at, people. This is where, I mean, look, guys.
That's a team.
We have to be. Listen.
No one's getting past that. No one's getting past that.
Now we've got the freedom to choose the most 5 attacking players we can possibly think of with no defensive awareness. Okay.
They do say
there's a big dilemma here if we choose Rodri that we only have one Man City player left, but let's go on.
Well, this is going back to Babs now. So the first number 8 in your head, I know we have to pick 2, but go on, hit us.
I think the no-brainer is James Maddison, for sure. I think his form.
I think that's a no-brainer. I think we all agree, so we can have a couple of words on Maddison because.
And then other shouts is, do you know what? The whole Ward-Prowse, Luiz, Paqueta, there's a lot of good options there. And you could balance it out nicely as well. I'm thinking,
Paqueta is a shout.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of options.
I've got someone in mind.
Bernardo Silva's been decent as well. Can't forget him. So there's a lot of options there, and I think
I actually have one option in my head as well that I think he needs to play in that position. It's Julian Alvarez, actually. Ooh. I actually think that Julian Alvarez has to be in this team, especially because you have these 3 defenders and these 2 DMs. You need to play 2 very attacking 8s. If you're going to be realistic, which is the same that Pep Guardiola when he does the box thing, right? I think Julian Alvarez has to get there. Because I know people are going to say Haaland. There are other strikers that are scoring goals.
Szoboszlai, can't forget him either.
Well, he has to assist in the league.
Babs, you have come through, my little brother. You have come through. People are supposed to like, but I'll save it. Let's see what we decide. Guys, by the way, we're halfway through the team. We're more than halfway through the team. Like and subscribe. Algorithms are dead on this channel because I haven't been putting nothing out. So let's get it up and going again. If you like, it helps with the algorithms. I'm going to do more regular content. I'm only going to do more regular content if you show me motivation, if you show me love. Get me motivated, man. Come in. I know it's Friday night. I know I don't do much content, but let's get it going again. I'm back. Liverpool's back. Big dogs are back. Premier League of the season is right in front of you. Don't forget to check out our sponsors, yourfutcard.com. If you type in Red Fellas, you get 15% off all your banners, your prints, your moments. Very quickly, if you was to get them very quickly, guys, just for the sponsor, if you were supposed to get, while I've tried to find it, Babs, my sponsors do moments, so where you can capture any epic moment of the recent years and you get it printed and it comes with a QRT code. If you scan it, you actually see the replay of that moment. What moment would it be last 12 months
For Arsenal?
For Arsenal.
I could go back to last season and say Nelson's goal, but I think there was one moment this year that was very satisfying. It was like Declan Rice goal against Man United because they just scored. They just scored. They thought they won it, and then got ruled out. Within seconds later, we go and score. And that's a very good moment there.
That would be an amazing moment.
Yeah, and I think the photo as well would be nice. Yeah, I think that's the moment I'm going for.
Errol, last 12 months, one moment that you would get printed.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can't see you.
No, we can't see me. Just dead.
Yeah. Okay. Mo, Inter Milan's last 12 months, one moment that you could capture on a picture.
I think that the goal against Milan that was scored to knock them out of the semi-final of the Champions League.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, guys, don't forget to check out yourfutcard.com. Don't forget to use Redfellas for your 15% off discount as well. Super chat in the building very quickly. He says, my midfield, Joe Bar, thank you very much for the super chat. He says, my midfield three would be Rice, DM, Madders, and Gallagher as the AM Madison. And yeah, here's a good balance. Gallagher has been unbelievable for talking straight. Eyes and numbers back it up.
I will say,
guys,
go on. To actually pick a player there, I was going to pick Szoboszlai, but then I have to think Salah will get into the team then because you got Van Dijk in defence. So I think, you go for an option like Alvarez or Paqueta. I don't mind. I think Paqueta, because we don't really have any West Ham players, and West Ham have been decent this season.
I think Paqueta is a very good shout. I personally would pick Szoboszlai in there. I think Szoboszlai.
Cole Palmer, I'm seeing in the chat.
Yeah, Cole Palmer's only coming back. Cole Palmer 4 games? Is it 4 or 5 games?
I think it's a little bit more than that. A little bit more than that.
Okay, my bad. If it's been more than that. But we're 12 games in. Mo, who was your honorable mention?
How about John McGinn there? He has been outstanding this year. Every time I'm watching them, he's the engine of that midfield. He's contributing offensively and defensively.
It's a shout.
People just don't like him because he's Scottish, to be honest.
It's a shout.
Because he's associated with McTominay for some reason. But I think he's been putting performances consistently for Aston Villa. They're 5th in the league, 3 points behind the leader's side. I think it's a very good shout for John McGinn.
Errol, we're at here. We've thrown in McGinn, we've thrown in Szoboszlai, we've thrown in Paqueta. Who's your other number 8?
Paqueta?
Alongside,
Paqueta.
Oh, Paqueta for you, yeah?
Yeah.
If I put Paqueta, I'll put James Ward-Prowse. He has been better than Paqueta.
But not as the
we're talking as the 8 though, bro. We're talking as the 8. He's looked special. And when he came to Anfield and he balled out.
Oh, he was magnificent.
There's no 2 ways about it. He balled out when he was at Anfield. So for me, if I had to put it on anybody, I would be saying Paqueta, yeah. I love Szoboszlai. I love what he's doing with us. And I think he will be in team of the season. But right here, right now, I think we can give Paqueta his flowers.
He won't.
Mo, are you?
Dominic Szoboszlai is good, but again, he's been very good. But as an attacking 8, he's not putting out the numbers that he should be.
So are we going with Paqueta?
We go with Paqueta is a very good shout, in my opinion.
I love your shout about McGinn.
Like, I just don't understand why we're not putting any Aston Villa players in there. They are actually performing very well.
Well, there's 3 positions to go. There's 3 positions. If we had picked Szoboszlai here, for example, I think there's I'm going to put it out there. I think there's a Moussa Diaby shout.
No, I think Mohamed Salah has been the best player in the world. Like, it's not even the best player in the Premier League. Mohamed Salah has been the best player in the world, like in general. So I can't just make Premier League team of the season without having Mohamed Salah in there.
I think Salah's numbers are deceiving his performances a little bit as well. But I'm not going to not put Salah in the team. So it's a tricky one. It's a sticky
I get what you're saying. Like, sometimes you'll see him in the game phasing out, having a bad touch here and there.
Salah's an
but then at the end, I think he scored more winners than anybody else in the league. He gained more points than anybody else, if I'm not mistaken.
I hear what Errol's saying, though, from a Liverpool fan points of view. Salah has redefined his role, so we're not seeing Salah get the ball, whiz past players, and then put in the top corner like we're seeing, or the end of passes where he's outpacing the fullback. Salah's playing like a playmaker
golfer.
from
He's
wide
playing like a
from wide
golfer.
right.
Salah should
Yeah.
have had already 20 GA if not for the bozo Darwin Nunes, to be honest. Like,
Don't call him a bozo. Put some respect on his name.
Yeah,
you know it, I know it, everybody knows it. My nephew knows it, everybody knows it. You just don't want to say it.
That's blasphemous.
Okay, so there's a few honourable shouts. Let's go right wing. Your boy as well. There's in the picture. Alvarez definitely comes into the talking now. I think Alvarez is a great shout. Spurs is there? Who's been Spurs winger on the
Kulusevski's been alright.
Diaby, we were saying Diaby we could play out there. Was you going to say Cole Palmer we can play out there?
Yeah, Palmer's playing more on the right hand side. I think he deserves a shout. He's been pretty good. I think Saka's been underrated for sure. I think it was at 4 goals, 4 assists as well. He's been consistent. I think he's only a couple games he's missed out where he's not scored and assisted in. So he deserves a shout. But I don't know. With Salah, it's about because you're right. His role's defined to now. It's output, and he's doing that. You know, his job is to finish, and he's doing that. And he's making chances as well. So I think with that, the amount of times he's changed games, it'll be stupid to leave out Mo Salah. So it's honourable shouts, but then it's a no-brainer. And if you're not put Szoboszlai as well, you have to put him in there.
Without a shadow of
like,
a doubt,
like
Mohamed Salah.
I go on a few platforms where I have to speak about Salah and sort of when is he finished every at the end of every season is he finished now? Come on, is he just a stats merchant? Is he just a goals merchant? Is he just a tapping merchant? Every time a question is asked of him, he can't create. I remember the one and only Matisse, my good brother, saying, yeah, but he can't assist. Can he do that dropping in and like Hazard can? Well, he's shown he can. He's on like 10 goal assists already or something like that. Mad. Yeah. And some of assists have been out of this world. He can do it all. He just chooses to do what's the most important. That's why I keep telling people, Mohamed Salah, if you want him to play like a street baller, he can if he wants to. He's got all the tricks. Go and watch his Basel days where he could dribble, do his kick-ups and take the piss. But he's realized that to win games of football, you have to be ruthlessly efficient. And he's perfected ruthless efficiency. So that's why he doesn't do all of that stuff. When we're 3-4-0 up, Errol will tell you he gets the ball on the touchline. He does little drag backs, little back heels. He brings out party pieces. If you want him to be a clown, he can be a clown. But he's the ringmaster. That's what I'm going to say about Mohamed Salah. Let's go left wing first. Mo, we start off with you.
Oh my God. For me, to be honest, that one of the best performers in the league this year has been Pedro Neto from Wolves, without a shadow of a doubt. He has been absolutely immense, phenomenal. It's unfortunate that he got injured, but he played 10 games already. So I think that's good enough for him to get into the team of the season. Had assists. I'm not sure how many goals. He had 2 goals and 7. Some kind of like strange number for a Wolves player that plays 2 defense. You know what I mean?
Good point.
Like some kind of like he dribbled past the whole team of Manchester City. He's been doing it every week.
Liverpool, he ripped us in the first 20 minutes.
So for me, in my opinion, come on. I know people want to say Doku. Yeah, Doku has been good, but I don't think there is any left winger in the league that has been close to Pedro Neto playing in a defensive team and doing that. Come on, people. Like we have to give respect.
But those defensive teams need to outball as well. They need someone that they can rely on to get them up the pitch. And he's holding it and he's doing his thing. But would he still have the same impact if he was in a team full of ballers? Or would he kind of be overshadowed by other talents? That would be my only question mark in that sense.
Well, we'll never know.
You might know.
A big club. You might get the move.
Yeah, might get a move. I think he's an elevator, so for sure, like if he plays for like an Arsenal, he would help us out because he's a player who's comfortable in tight spaces and he works up pretty well. Son's played as a striker, so he's got a fight of Haaland.
This is it. This is it.
It's mad because there's so many right wingers we forgot about. Like Mbuemo's got 6 goals, Bowen's got 8 goals. But
I was going to say, I think someone mentioned Bowen, and I forgot about that. But it's the Salah factor, isn't it?
But yeah, and then on the left hand side,
I do rate Mbuemo. He is a good player.
Yeah,
he's handy.
He's a good player. But I think on the left hand side, Luis Diaz has been decent for sure. But you got two Liverpool players.
Errol, stop that agenda against Luis Diaz. Stop that. Agenda.
He has been good, but he has not been. He has been good, but he has not been consistent.
Yeah,
Luis Diaz. Oh, he has, man. Luis Diaz has been so consistent. He's been the consistent striker in terms of performance. Salah with the output. Diaz with the consistency of performance, guys. He scored Mane-like goals. you know, he obviously had the tragedy with his brother, not tragedy, but near tragedy with his father, the awful situation around his father. But before that, he was the most consistent attacker. Don't listen to Errol. Errol's got a huge agenda against Luis Diaz from last season.
No, I put a pin in it though, and the circumstances have allowed me to put the pin in it, and I'm going to reserve judgment for another couple of months. But it's something we will circle back around to at some point.
Does Gordon get a shout,
You have
guys?
an agenda.
That's what I was gonna say. Anthony Gordon's he does a shout.
No.
Not on a team.
Not
But
for
he
me.
does a
There
shout.
are.
He's been
I
good.
can name Doku, Diaz.
Doku's been
Diaz,
overrated this season.
Oh,
Doku's been overrated this season. He's
Here
done a few
comes the
dribbles against
Arsenal
West.
blood. The Arsenal blood.
No, because
Go ahead.
look in the big games he's played against this season. Chelsea, Arsenal, nullified completely. Completely nullified. But against West Ham, and I think he's a very good player potentially, but I was speaking to a Spurs fan about this, and he was saying to me that he thinks Doku's better than Martinelli. I said, hang on a minute. Like, he's good, but what it is because he dribbles so much, and fans see the aesthetics, he's amazing straight away. He's a very good player. But just calm down. Calm down. His time's going to come.
No. Hold on.
No,
Before
he's not
I say
here
calm down. Yeah. Doku is phenomenal talent. I've wanted him for Liverpool for years. Sadio Mane replacement, I said from years ago. So people can't say I'm jumping on the bandwagon. I've been saying Doku's name for 4 or 5 years. Go and check my Twitter. Pedro Neto, I think though, guys,
Deserves it.
Especially, okay, we're not sentimental FC. This ain't going to be sentiment FC, but there has to be some sort of footballing romance involved. Like how much this guy's missed and now he's out. He's not going to reach the team of the season because he's out again, right? So we've got to put him for the team of the season so far, right? Are we good with Pedro?
Yeah.
Madison's getting it on that basis as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I saw a shot from Raheem Sterling. I think he's been decent as well.
I said Madison's going to get it for the same reason. I think Madison will probably miss out on team of the season because he'll probably have a longer period off than he will playing. But right now, up until now, the 12 games he has stand out so far.
Give him the flowers. Yeah.
How's it not coming up?
It's very strange, right? There's too many good right wingers in the league, like Bowen, Salah, and there's not many great left wingers in the league. It's very strange. Like Martinelli has been in and out of the team. Doku,
he's been injured.
Young, he's been all right. You know what I mean? It's like fullbacks, not center backs, have been outstanding. 10 is only one, Madison.
Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I think we've done a brilliant job so far. You know?
I will say that the wingers are gonna have to track back quite a lot, so I'm not sure how much Salah's gonna survive with that.
No, I don't want him to track.
No, but you're gonna need to track back eventually.
No, we've already discussed that back five, right? Van der Ven can go left back. Saliba can very comfortably go right back, and Rice, Rodri, and Van Dijk easily. I'm telling you, we've got it locked.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, we've got it locked.
It's aura for sure.
It's
5-5. It's back to the Brazil 1950s. 5 attackers, 5 defenders. That's it.
That's what I'm talking about. Bashar, big up Bashar. He's a big up Grizz panel, and my brother, fellow Houstonian Mo. Houston, yeah, of course. Sorry. One of my best moments is Jose celebrating at Camp Nou, and last 12 months, Derby's Thuram goal, of course. Yeah. On the left, I put Diaby from Villa. Yeah, we did give an honourable shout for Musa Diaby. I think Musa Diaby has been great. Thank you for the super chat. I think I'm going to be against all of you lot here. But we start off with Babs.
I'm going to say Heung-min Son. And
you
I
can't.
say that,
you can't. We've got too many Spurs players in there already.
Oh, you can't. You're right.
Oh,
so what?
God.
Thank you for reminding me.
But that's a shout. But that's your
honourable mention. Honourable mention still.
Yeah, Son deserves a shout. Then you've got Watkins, Haaland, of course. I don't know.
Why you're reluctant to say Haaland? Why you're
Haaland is because I've seen him play and I've not been outstanding by him. But he scored a lot of goals. But I've seen his performances, against Arsenal.
Can you elaborate, please?
I think there's a lot of games where he's been absent in. I mean, he's missed a lot of chances. There was one game against West Ham. I think he missed like 5-6 big chances. So he's not the Haaland of last year. But if you're talking about goal scored, of course he puts in there. But without De Bruyne, you can definitely see he's not as effective as he was last year. Or maybe we're just used to it. Maybe we're just used to it, and you know what I mean? It's normal now.
Can I ask you lads a question then, which might help us narrow it down? What is it that we want from our number 9 in this setup? And I know you could just say goals, because that's a very quick and short answer. but what type of number 9 have we got? Because we're so used to seeing the end product come from, as a Liverpool fan, through Salah in that perspective and what he can deliver. Likewise with Neto putting up the assists. If he's going to be a creative force, you're already going to get goals stacked on your right-hand side. Are you going to have someone with Maddison knitting it in and Paqueta there being able to offer that as well? Who do you want to be that? Do you want a target man? Do you want somebody mobile? Do you want someone to be a flat track bully? Because there are a few options, and I think that will help us narrow it down a little bit.
Here's what I'll say. When you've got two of the most... Neto and Salah have the most assists. Maddison's not far behind. You find those chances to Erling Haaland. He's scoring at least 20 goals at this stage of the season. So with the amount of creativity in that team, I think it would be naive not to. But
Haaland is the best striker in the league. Okay,
best goal scorer for sure.
Goal scorer, sorry. But we're talking about team of the season so far. I don't think his performances have warranted to go into the team of the season.
That's what I was saying.
So far. That's my case against him, Haaland. Mo, I think you just want to put Haaland in there because
to be honest with you, like I actually, like every time I'm watching Haaland, like for example the Arsenal game, not fantastic. However, I think in the Chelsea game he was absolutely great. Like people say he just put the ball at the back of the net. He started that goal after the half. I think he's up and down, but so was Watkins. Look at Watkins. His game is completely absent, and the next game is good. Young-Min Son, we cannot put him there. I would have put Young-Min Son in there.
Well, we can change this. This is where I'm trying to come to now. This is where I'm going to try to come to. Is there any way we can get Son in there? Because I agree with the Son shout. Captaincy has elevated him. Absence of Kane has elevated him. He's had to carry that team. He's stepped up levels. He had an awful season last season. He was criticised. Haaland is the easy choice. I don't think his performance is warrant. Watkins was my shout, but then Mo's right. He hasn't been...
It's very up and down though. He scored 2 hat-tricks or something like most of his goals came in like some games. So
see, if Jota played every game, Jota will be a very good shout in there because I think he's one of the most underrated forwards in Europe. Like,
I think Jota would be perfect in this. I think Jota would be perfect for this
Callum
team.
Wilson.
Callum Wilson is a
no.
How much has he scored?
I'm not having Callum Wilson. Look at the team we've just started.
No, I'm just saying it's a shout. It's a shout.
I think it's an insult to the
However,
rest of the team.
I will say Heung-min Son up front, Gabriel Magalhaes left centre back. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Gabriel part of the best defense, most clean sheets, no mistakes. I'm just saying.
No mistakes.
Hold on. You've got Rice. You've got Rice in there as well. So you're gonna
don't worry, we'll put 3 Arsenal players. We'll make an exception. Because it's already 3 Spurs players. I'm just saying. So Grizz clearly likes.
We went with the goalkeeper. No, we done the wild card as the goalkeeper.
It's very strange that we have only one Man City player when they are top of the league.
Yeah, so you know what I mean. You put Erling Haaland in that case, but let's be interesting, man.
Then we can. I don't know if I would agree, but we can put Gavardio instead of Van der Ven.
Yeah,
and then Son up front. What do you guys think about that one? Then
I actually like that.
Yeah,
actually like the shots. A very, very good one.
No, I don't. Do you know why I don't like it? Oh, and again, it's not my point. It was Grizz's point. Grizz said Van der Ven's been the best defender in the league.
In my opinion,
you're about to drop him out the whole back line.
I reckon the team's
just to get Son in. Just to get Son in.
Has he been that?
Has Son been that much better?
Oh my God, has Haaland been that bad? If people watch this video, and people say us trying so hard to get around putting Erling Haaland in the team, do you think we're crazy?
No. See, this is what I'm saying. I've said Haaland is the best striker in the league. He will be in the team of the season. He will be the top scorer. He'll be the golden boot. It's November, if we analyze the performances and we're picking team of the season, which usually comprises of a few players that won't finish up in the team, I think it's good to give them flowers. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, I agree Son needs to be in there, though.
But does he need to be in there more than Van der Ven, Maddison? That's what I think.
Yeah, so the question is, has Son been
as
important as Van der Ven?
Who's been their best performer? That's the question.
For Spurs?
I think it's Maddison or Son. Maddison or Van der Ven.
So Maddison and Van der Ven, in my opinion. So Maddison and Van der Ven, in my opinion. Because watch Son the last game. They played against Wolves. The guy was a ghost.
You know, you could also give a shout to 6 non-penalty goals for Dominic Solanke. He's not in the team. He deserves a shout.
No, you can.
I
I'm doing
actually
this.
think if he does do that, I'm gonna put Julian Alvarez in there as a striker.
Yeah,
I
but
like the
also, you
Julian
know,
Alvarez
the
shout.
the striker,
four
I
it's
think
a
he
striker
would
who
do.
scored a
4
hat trick a few
assists.
weeks ago. You know,
I think he would offer more with that fluid from free.
Julian
Alvarez.
Alvarez would be fantastic there.
Who?
nah,
Who,
we're not putting
Errol?
Alvarez in there.
Alvarez.
Not Alvarez. Nah, we're not putting Alvarez in there.
Why? Why you are against the City players?
Because also
man?
look at the height of the front three. Salah's 5'10", Pedro's 5'9" or something. There's no height up front. Who are you targeting towards? But we've got
Nobody's
Kai Havertz in there at
crossing
this
from
point.
the
We've got no fullbacks going into with balls into the
Yes.
box anyway.
Nah, you need to be able to go
we
long.
got no Trippier. We got
Let's
no
not mess
Trippier. We
about.
got no Alexander Arnold. We got nobody
We're
to cross
playing,
the
we're playing
ball.
ball. We're
Wait, who's
playing
taking?
ball.
No.
We're
But we've got.
tiki-taka.
But we've got brilliant set piece takers in Madison or Paqueta.
Yeah, so you need to have a
Brilliant
target.
Set piece takers.
And I'm saying let's just put Erling Haaland. Accept. He scored 12 goals, and if that's bad, then I'll take it bad.
All right, run it with Haaland. I'm happy.
Look at the
with
team, lads. Come on, Haaland just suits that team. You're gonna either put in
I get
a
you.
random.
I get you. Holland suits team. I get you. It's
Do you know who'd be
players of the
perfect for this
season.
team right now? Perfect for this team would be Harry Kane.
Oh yeah,
Mm,
of course, yeah.
You know what?
Yeah, but-
Would be perfect.
Yeah, but
I'm
you
gonna
see-
say it, Grizz. I'm gonna say it. Put Nunes in there. Put Nunes up
Nunes will
top.
be
man.
sick.
You actually can't because there's 2 Liverpool players in there already.
Nunes is sick. I'm not.
Worked it-
Even
worked-
if there was no
I don't want to
Liverpool
speak.
players in there.
There you go. Mo said it. But that's up to you. Lot. I don't want to speak on Nunes because I'm going to speak at the end of the season, and I've got so much ammunition for so many people at the Nunes. So I'm keeping quiet about Nunes until the end of the season. People are already seeing Nunes. But we're going to talk at the end. I think Watkins is a good shout. I know what you guys mean, but he's.
We need a Villa player. We need a Villa player.
Yeah, we do actually need a Villa player.
We need a Villa player.
I think we're going to overrule Mo on this one. I think Watkins.
Ollie
He scored
Watkins.
6 goals. Is it? Where is he in the goal scoring charts?
Six goals, I think, or 7 goals, maybe.
6 goals, 5 assists. You guys know that, right?
Oi!
6 goals.
You know
He's
that.
not-
you know?
and not a single penalty either.
Oh,
He's got a
Watkins.
single penalty.
Yeah, Watkins.
Yeah.
He's
I'm
gonna
doing
pass
Watkins.
Salah and Neto. I'll take that. I'll take it.
Ollie Watkins.
But look, he's not my cup of tea.
He's
Number
not
one.
man. He's
We
a
have
But
that.
it's true though. Look, you need an Aston Villa player in, and I think that's the one you go for.
Okay, have we left
We're gonna
out
get
any man?
roasted for no Haaland, though. You know.
No,
You
I
guys
don't
know that this is the team, the top of the league,
think- No,
top
it
of the
doesn't
Champions
matter.
League group. They are Man City, top of the league, top of the Champions League group, triple winners. We have one player of
One player.
One.
They've
I'm
had easy
sorry.
games.
I'm sorry. I don't honestly. I think this team they've had easy games.
They have had easier games than everyone else.
Well, you have had the second easiest start of the season after Spurs. 10
What have I
games.
done there?
There you go. That's what I'm saying. Easy
So
games.
you have had the easier games, Babs.
Well, Arsenal.
Yes.
We've
Opta.
had then City.
In the first 10 games, it's Spurs, then you. Go to check Opta.
Have you seen the teams
I
you
don't-
played?
I don't look.
Yeah,
look,
no.
look.
I'm going to send you the link.
Chelsea,
I'm going to send you the
United,
link.
City.
I don't think this is. I don't think this is outrageous, guys. I think this is a
I
very,
think
very
this is
decent team.
absolutely nuts. That we
Well,
don't have
because of the
Haaland
because of the Haaland shout.
there.
I think right now, team of the season.
I
think
hope
it's fine.
Haaland sees it. I hope Haaland gets to see it, and it puts a little bit of fire in his belly.
What are you trying to put fire up his belly for?
Yeah, I don't think he needs 5.
My guy scored 13 goals. Or something like this. Come on.
Yeah, but one of them was 4 goals or something, wasn't it? 3, like a couple of hat tricks in there, whatever. It is what it is. Listen, I think we've done a good job. The manager, I think I'm gonna go with O'Neill as opposed to
Same here.
Emery. Could be a great shout.
And just have the shout.
And of course, there's a shout.
Not with that high line. Not with that high line.
And then I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the team on social media, and then I'm going to do a poll for the manager of the team. And the 3 nominees are going to be O'Neill, Emery, and Ange. And we see who gets to win the trip. But guys, I really enjoyed that. I'm not going to lie. I thought it's going to be easier than it was. It was quite difficult. We had a few arguments. Mo wanted to pick 7 Man City players. Bav wanted to pick 5 Arsenal players, and Errol wanted Liverpool. But I was here to calm it all down, and I think we picked a very, very balanced team in the end, guys. I think that is. Look, people are always going to disagree and say, "Yo, what do you mean? What do you mean?" People are always going to do that, but I think that's Here we go. Look, we're getting the look. My good friend Bilal from Slough, he says leaving out Haaland is criminal. He walks in as the striker and centre back, centre forward. He will at the end of the season. This is team of the season so far. Ollie Watkins just deserves his flowers for now, because we're not going to mention. We know Ollie Watkins is going to, you know, fall off after Christmas, whatever. So let's give them the flowers. Guys, thank you very much for joining us today. I'm so happy that I'm back up and running again. I've needed some good people to talk football with. Ravs, Errol, Mo, I don't think I could have chosen 3 better people to talk football with. Thank you very much for all your unbiased footy insights. People in the chat, I promise you I'm going to be back at least 3 shows a week now. At least 3 shows a week. So we're going to be back. Make sure you guys check out Babs and Mo's channels are in the description. Make sure Mo's doing some great work now. You already seen him on so many different shows and channels, but he's doing his own great work. Babs, of course, you know what I mean, you already know. And Errol's doing some smashing work over Redmen TV as well. And of course, when he's got time, when he feels like he loves me, he comes on my channel as well. But it is what it is. This has been Team of the Season so far. Over and out.
Peace.